What's going on, guys? Kiger here. In today's video I want to have a very fun thought experiment. How strong are LDs in Summoner's War Chronicles? Let's get into it. Before we start, remember today is the last day to do the lucky bingo. Use all your points before the day is over. I really wish there was a multiplay button so I could do the full map at a time, and so I'm not just click 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 click. But talking about the monsters, so the idea here is I wanted to talk about the LDs because I was looking at the Dragon Knights that are coming in a bit, and I was looking through some of the LD monsters, and I'm like, that reminds me of what's going on there, and it's either better or the same thing of what's going on. As an example, we have Ragdoll, which is the Dark Dragon Knight coming, who reflects incoming damage, which reminds me of right here, the Fire Mummy right here. Reflects 30% damage taken. I believe the Dragon Knight is a little bit less, but also does gives cooldown when that happens, so that's not the same. But it's this idea that LDs in this game have the effects that the elemental ones have, the fire, water, and wind, plus more. Another example is we have the Wind Dragon Knight coming, who turns off mana gain. But there's a very interesting LD that's already in the game over here. Where's he at? Not the beast, the panda. So if we take a look at the light panda, suppress skill cooldown, up down effects of all enemies and allies. So the same wording as Leo coming. Only slight difference is this only says arena, where I believe Leo says battlefield as well. So as you see, I don't own him, so I don't know if he works in battlefield or not. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have him and he does. I have a few people in my alliance. I'll ask them and I'll put it down below. But if he cancels something with that effect, so like Galleon, this is a direct counter to Galleon. It gives you mana regen. It only so Leo suppresses it by 100%, where Tianling does it by 80%, but for that 20% you're giving up, you're getting mana regen speed up, which is huge, allowing you to get another skill off. So this is where my thought process came. We have a lot of monsters for pretty much everybody, because you can get I think of all the elemental monsters, fire, water, and wind, as pretty much free to play accessible if you have a specific one you're looking for, because down here in exchange pieces you can get any of them if you're patient and checking it over time. You can get anything you want. That's what I'm doing, as you can see right here with the magical archer. I'm not summoning the red one, I'm pulling it as it shows up. I only pulled for the water one, and I'm doing pieces for the fire and wind one. But LDs don't show up in the exchange shop, making them even harder to come by. And let's give you a few more examples just to see what we're talking about here. We also have examples of LDs having new mechanics. A good one is the Dark Hell Lady. Where's she at? Magical Archer Hell Lady. Kraka, if we take a look at hers, kills someone, summons a copy of herself. 2 clones, and with skill acceleration. So, I mean, that's a cool new mechanic that you can only get on an LD. I love the LDs in this game because they're all so interesting and fun to play with and add a lot of thought process. I mean, heck, people talk about the quote unquote worst one in the game, Trinity, who hits your allies as well. I have a cool thought process with her, with Goro, but it's just a type of style that's not in the game at all. We also have examples of what I've already talked about before, where the LDs will have the same things as other monsters, but better. The best example, to start off with, the first example would have been Crow for these damage dealers. Crow is a 4-star that hangs with the 5 stars like Argon and whatnot, because of how his damage works, and also his basic attack applies poison. But then the newest, well, I guess second newest, the Dark Ninetales, blows all of them out of the water with the percentage damage he does, and just takes over in that same niche of skills. Another one that's interesting to talk about, we have other ones that are in such a way that they take one or two of the elements, elemental versions of them, and put them together. My favorite example of this is where's he at? Light Vampire Hunter. So all of his stuff is effectively the fire and the wind mashed together, and then you have Cruise. He does all the similar things that the other ones do, but it's just mashed together. Even the newest one in NA that we have, Chris, slightly different, but you will see how she's very close to fire with little bits of wind in there. Very little, but it's there. It's not always fire and wind, but it's usually two of them mashed together, and then you have that character. But then you have things like Bethany, that is just different, but not wildly different than them. It's like kind of the culmination of what a magical archer wants to do. Just keyword soup debuff them. And I'm kind of rambling a bit, but it's just the thought process I was having the past couple days, and I wanted to hear what you guys think about the direction of LDs that we have. I mean, heck, I was just talking about the dark, Dark Ninetales, another one that is in that same vein of that percentage damage that no one gets to see because no one has it because it's an LD, is, where's it at? Light Sylph. Because if we take a look right here, it's 2 mana. 2 mana. So I would love to see the numbers on him. I would love to test him, but he's an LD. I'm never going to get him. Never going to see him. And then there's super, super cool ones like Isis. If you're doing the new Battlefield, Isis is going to wreck an entire team on her own. I played a match against 2 guys with Isises, and they 2v5'd us because we're just silenced the entire time. Literally can't do anything. And I mean, sure, it was fun for them. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what do you think about these LDs? And where do you think it's going forward? Even the 4-star LDs are really, really good. I mean, you have things like Donna is actually kind of busted, which we'll talk about. I'm planning to do a spotlight on the Penguin Knights, and Donna is really, really good. We even have Chad Darien, who is amazing because of his passive that just auto taunts, keeps your Orbia alive. And I just think the LDs add something very, very interesting to the game. I just wish we were able to actually get them. Let me know what you guys think, and until next time.